There's a few questions that are coming through just at the end of this 5th practitioner class. And there's a question coming through about a woman working with a client, and the client has a son or somebody in her life who's got a lot of addiction. And the client's agenda is to help the child or the person who has the addiction. And that's where the whole focal point is. So the way to approach that, one of the ways to approach it, there's lots of ways to approach it, but the first thing that comes to mind is you would say to the woman, you are really wanting this person in your life to be healthy and to be better. And so then they'd say yes. And you'd use that very specific languaging. And I'm just going to mute everybody just for background sounds, just while I'm doing this. So she'd say, yes, I really want this person to shift. I want them to be healthy. And then you'd very compassionately and very gently walk her through the process. So you've identified the challenge very specifically. And then the second step is to say, and can you feel how you're attached and wanting for this person to be this certain way, to be healthy, to not be addicted? And then this person's probably going to say yes. The client goes, yeah, I can feel how I just want that and I'm desiring it. And then you'd say, okay, and in that attachment and that desire, can you explore the possibility that because you're attached and wanting for the reality, you're also taking responsibility for them doing this? Like it's your fault. That's why you might feel guilty and frustrated that no matter what you do, it's not shifting them. That's because you're energetically taking responsibility for their process. And that might take a moment to settle in. And again, really compassionate, gentle tone and kind of curious and almost a little inquiry of like, let's explore the possibility that in being attached and desiring, we then take responsibility. And then sometimes I'll use languaging like that. So if I really want somebody to do something, now we're taking the focus off of the client, because sometimes people can feel a little beat up on. So you have to be sensitive to whether or not they're like going into a little, they're like pulling back from you. Then you'd shift it to the we or to the I. And so you help them identify their attachment, their desire. Then you help them identify that they're taking responsibility for something that doesn't belong to them. And when they take responsibility for something, now they're disempowering that person. And that's not their intent. They don't want to disempower the person. And then you walk them through the process. You say, okay, let's just do a little process, protocol, prayer, and invite your higher self, body, divas, higher self, and teams to lift all of your attachment and desire off of them, to return all responsibility back to them at the level of their higher selves, to lift all of your vibrational fabric that you put on them, trying to help them and shift them, your willpower, your safety, your whatever it is, your fabric. Let's lift that fabric off of them, clean it, clear it, bring it back on you so that you can model the solution of what you want this person to do. But we're not wanting it for them anymore. We're not responsible for them. They can be responsible for themselves because that's incredibly empowering. And what this person wants more than anything is energetic information for you to model the solution and for you to hold a safe and loving space for them to be in their process. Because the moment they feel safe and you've sent information and you're modeling a solution, but you're not wanting it for them and you're not responsible for it for them, they start to connect in with their own healing power, their higher self, their energy self, and they start bringing in the solution. And then you could even call in them from the future as an ascended master to help them in the past, which is the now. So that would be one process that you could walk a patient through who's totally focused on another person. And then now they're modeling a solution. Now they feel more empowered. Now they're not attached and responsible for this person's energy. And they might have to do that process 10 times a day. You might even write it out on a postcard or have them write it out on a postcard. And then they just pull it out of their back pocket or make it a note on their phone. And the moment they get triggered by another person's behavior, they've got their steps. Attachment, desire, back on themselves, responsibility, return it, only responsible for their own energy, lift the vibrational fabric off of them, send appropriate energetic information, model the solution, and hold compassion in a safe space. So that's the process in helping somebody clear an issue when you're attached to another person's reality.